morning everyone, my name is M.RAFIF and my partner
OCTAVIA RACHMADANI
from ION TV/News. Today, Monday, September 7, 2022, we will talk about the change of the rule to enter the university.
As we know that our Minister of Education, Nadiem Makarim, have changed the rule of PTN. But first, what is the PTN and since when PTN exists?
The first PTN was Sipenmaru. It began at 1983 until 1989. Became MPTN at 1989 until 2001 and turned into SPMB at 2001 until 2008. Until the last but not least, SNMPTN 2008 until 2018. Why Nadiem changed the rule and when the new rules will be applied? For the next 10 minutes, we will accompany you. The Ministry of Education, Culture, Research and Technology has officially changed the name of State University Entry Selection or PTN starting in 2023. Currently, the government used the name National Selection for Entering PTN or SNMPTN and Joint Selection for Entering PTN SBMPTN based on Permendikbud number 48 of 2022 concerning administration of new students for the diploma program and undergraduate program, which was signed by the Minister of Education and Culture, Mr. Nadiem Makarim, on September 1st, 2022. There is a new term for selection to enter PTN. In Article 4, it's written that new student admission are carried out through three schemes, namely National Selection Based on Achievement or SNBP, National Selection Based on Test (SNBT), and Independent Selection by PTN.
More specifically, SNBP is assessed through two components. First, the assessment is calculated based on the average value of the report cards for all subjects at least 50% of the weight of the assessment. Second, the assessment is calculated based on the value of the report card for at most two supporting subjects of the intense study program, portfolio, or achievement at most 50% of the assessment weight. Furthermore, the SNBT mechanism is carried out using standardized computer-based tests or tests that measure cognitive potential, mathematical reasoning, literacy in Indonesian, and literacy in English. SNBT can be held several times in the current years and each prospective student can take a maximum of 2 national selection based on tests. In addition, in SNBT participant can add portfolio requirements for art and sports study programs.
Finally, PTN self-selection is carried out based on academic selection and is prohibited from being associated with commercial purpose. Before carrying out independent selection by PTN, the institution is obliged to announce the selection procedure to the public, which contain at least a number of rules. Namely, the number of prospective students who will be accepted by each study program prospective, student assessment methods, which consists of independent tests, collaborative tests through higher education consortium, then take advantage of the score from the result of the national selection based on tests or other required prospective student assessment methods. After carry out the selection independent by the PTN must announce a number of things to the public. Among them are the number of selection who passed the selection and the remaining quota that has not been filled.
KBR students can participate in UTBK SNBT 2023. Here are the requirements broadly speaking. The UTBK SNBT 2023 material is divided into two major components, namely the Scholastic Potential Test and Literacy Test. Potential Test consists of first, general reasoning, second, knowledge, third, general understanding, fourth, ability to comprehend reading and writing, and quantitative knowledge. Meanwhile, the literacy test covers literacy in Indonesian and English to mathematical reasoning. In total, there are 7 tests. For more details, the following is an explanation of the 2023 UTBK SNBT material. 7 2023 UTBK SNBT material subtest. Scholastic Potential Test or TPS. TPS is a test designed to test the ability to think or the ability to understand and reason, which is needed for someone to be successful in formal education, especially at the college level. This ability developed through the learning process and experience at school and outside of school. There are 4 subtests from TPS. This ability test person ability to purposefully and in control use existing producers in solving new problems. This problem cannot be solved simply by using previously learned habits. The abilities test include: first, the ability to solve new problems that have never been faced before. Second, the ability to reason abstractly. The abilities test include: first, the ability to solve new problems that have never been faced before. Second, the ability to reason abstractly is not solely the result of previous learning. Third, general reasoning ability is further divided into inductive reasoning, deductive reasoning, and quantitative reasoning. The total duration of the 3 is 30 minutes with 10 questions for each component. Second, general knowledge and understanding. The second component examines the ability to understand and communicate knowledge that is considered important in the Indonesian cultural environment, especially skills in language, use of words, and the breadth and depth of general knowledge. The number of questions on general knowledge and understanding is 20 questions with a duration of 50 minutes. Third, ability to understand reading and writing. This ability is obtained with someone who includes basic skills in reading. Students' ability to understand reading and writing. This ability is obtained with someone who includes basic skills in reading. Fluency in reading and writing skills need to understand written language and express thought through writing. There are 20 questions in this component with a duration of 25 minutes. Fourth, quantitative knowledge. Final subtest in TPS is quantitative knowledge. Quantitative knowledge tests depth and breadth of knowledge regarding measure of mathematical calculation, mathematical problem solving, and general mathematical knowledge. The quantitative knowledge subtest is 20 minutes long with 55. The quantitative knowledge subtest is 20 minutes long with 50 questions.
Literacy test. The literacy test in UTBK SNBT 2023 is divided into language and mathematical literacy. First, literacy in Indonesia. Reading literacy is a person's ability to understand, use, evaluate, contemplate, and interact actively and continuously with text. To understand the reading on the literacy test, prospective student must be able to find the context in the text. The context of the text to be tested can be present in several types, such as text on the natural science, science and technology, or text on the social science and humanity. The following is the material that will be tested in the Indonesian language literacy. First, determine the core of the writing. Summarize reading content. Second, determine the contextual meaning of the word. Third, determine the theme in literacy test. Finding value in literary text. Fourth, determine the element of the process in explanation reading. Fifth, determine the accuracy of the opinion on the object of discussion in the review reading. 6. Determine the founding idea that are relevant or irrelevant to the content of the argumentative reading. 7. Determine fact or data that are relevant or irrelevant to the founding idea in argumentative reading. 8. Determining conclusions that are relevant or irrelevant to the idea of establishing and fact or data in argumentative reading. 9. Determine confusing inference in argumentative reading. The Indonesian literacy test consists of 30 questions with a duration of 50 minutes. Second, literacy in English. The English literacy test has material similar to the test on the Indonesian literacy test, but for English. There are 20 questions with a duration of 30 minutes. Third, mathematical reasoning. The mathematical reasoning test emphasizes the ability to solve mathematical problems in various contexts.
We have contacted several sources regarding the news, and after this, we will hear what they think. We have connected with one of KPR student, Mr. Valen, and fresh graduate, Mr. RAKA.
Okay, Mr. Valen, how do you respond as a gap year student to this change? Are you having trouble with this change? And have you prepared yourself for this year?
Yes, we were a little disappointed because we had prepared far in advance, but suddenly the registration process was changed. We also feel that everything we have learned has been useless. But on the other hand, I have talked because I heard news from the news that the new student registration system will be changed. And I have also prepared some materials for this new registration system. Although not much, but I am sure that what I have prepared can help me get through this new registration system. I also believe I can be accepted at the university I want.
For Mr. Raka, how do you respond as a fresh graduate about this change?
These rules have a big impact on new graduates like me, of course, because this regulation make it very difficult for me and other new graduates. Because to carry out the test, we are new students, we have to prepare ourselves a lot and study a lot too. And that's what makes many students that disappoint is before we graduate, we had prepared ourselves a lot to enter university we want. That's why I objected to the new regulations. Maybe this is as its own purpose, so I understand it, but I will keep trying and always be enthusiastic to cross a line and was accepted at university I want.
Okay, people, there is news regarding the change in the way to enter PTN 2023 by Mr. Nadim Makarim. And now we are at the end of the show. Thank you for watching Slash News. Stay tuned for the next Slash News on Ion TV. That's all for us. Me, M.RAFIF and my partner
OCTAVIA Ramadhani,
say goodbye.
keep your health and enthusiasm for PTN 2023 fighter. Good afternoon. See you.